south side. These are some of the places, different places on the Pyramid of the Moon that we found nicely shaped sandstone. All 6 sides are shaped. You see they meet at 90 degrees, vertical walls. And now again, when I started 3 years back, Anthony Harding, who was leading the European Archaeological Association, said it is all natural. Dr. Zahi Hawass, who's leading the Egyptian Supreme Council for Antiquities, said this is all natural. Now, should we believe to the people who have the positions and titles and who, for some reason, don't want this to happen? Or should we believe our own eyes? I understand very early that what we need to do is we need to open our excavation to everyone, because that way we're going to get friends. People come and they see what we do, and they get convinced, and then they talk to each other. They talk to media. First couple of years, 2006 and 2007, we've had over 400 visitors from about 80 countries in the world. When I started this lecture, I said that a new magic of archaeology is coming to the scientific world. And this time it's coming from the European soil. 200 years ago, Napoleon went to Egypt, and what he really brought back were the books and books about Egyptian pyramids. 100 years ago, the British finally discovered one pristine tomb in the Valley of the Kings. And now, 100 years later, we got these archaeological discoveries, but this time from the European soil, from little tiny Bosnia. Again, behind this handsome man, we have nicely shaped sandstone plates, and we can ask ourselves, natural or man-made? And some more. And some more. Nicely shaped, like a baklava in Bosnia. Again, we have the texture here, and texture there. This is the bottom of the western side. Look at the step. 5 meters away, another step. 5 meters away, another step. And the slope is about 8 degrees. So what they got with the slope and the steps, they have some type of the spiral, like a spiral ramp, which goes around the western side. And then it connects to the south side. We saw the terrace on the south side at the same angle. So we got like a spiral going around the pyramids. The first known structures to the mainstream science are the Babylonians' ziggurats. And ziggurats had the same thing, the spiral ramps going all the way to the top. And it served to transport the material and the people. Now we are close to the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Moon. We removed about 1 meter of soil, and what we found very nice paved terrace, sandstone plates. We opened the hole here to see how the profile looks like. What we found in the hole, beside myself, were the layers of sandstone plates and blocks. Or more closely, block, block, layer of clay. Clay again being used as the adhesive material. Block, block, clay, block, block, and so on and so forth. I've seen probably about 300 pyramids in the world, and this is maybe one of the biggest ones. 4 kilometers from the pyramid sites, we found an interesting rounded hill. Perfect geometry. Rounded here with the body in the back. A mile from here, there is another very interesting hill, or the Tor, how they used to call it thousands of years back. I would say the Tor here and this hill here got the same shape. Rounded in the front with the body in the back. The Tor here is built from clay, limestone, and sandstone. This hill here is built from the clay, and the sandstone. This is the area where we did the excavation. This is what we found. Left, bottom, huge block. The top of the block has the same texture like the moon pyramid, and we concluded that we are talking about the same builders and probably the same time of the building. So we have a terrace, sandstone, clay layers, terrace, sandstone, clay, terrace, and so on. This block here is 4 meters and 40 centimeters long, 170 wide, 63 centimeters thick. The weight is 23,600 kilo, about 24 tons. Now, in order to lift 24 tons, if a man can lift in average 50 kilos, we would need about 500 people to lift this space here. Now, how can we put 500 people around this block? Hardly. But, I asked last year one of the tourists, okay, how would you put 500 people around this block? He said, well, I would put 200 on this side, 200 there, and 50 on the ends. Next to this guy, there is another block, about 20 tons, 15 tons, 8 tons, and so on and so forth. These are the biggest stone blocks in Southern Europe, that they are built into an ancient structure. We discovered this 2 years ago, the pyramids 3 years ago. Last year, I'm going to show you what we discovered last year. Bosnia is becoming a superpower, at least on the archaeological map. One of the interesting artifacts that we found on the top of one of the terraces here is this sandstone foot with the 5 toes. It matches a male shoes number of 36. Well, if this was rather short guy, probably 1.5 meters, and that might explain how you would put 500 people around that block. Under the Bosnian Valley of the Pyramids, there is a network of the underground tunnels. 3 years ago, when I wrote my book, I said, well, we're going to find the network of the tunnels. And it was based on my experience with, let's say, Step Pyramid in Saqqara. Maybe you know that there is the whole maze, a labyrinth of the tunnel, just under one pyramid in Egypt. And Teotihuacan, of course, has the network of the tunnels. The Giza pyramids has those tunnels. I said, we're going to find one in Visoko. That's the name of the town here. And people were saying, oh, it's impossible. Maybe you can find some natural caves or, some coal mining or something like that. But instead, we found one of the entrances a year and a half ago. We barely could make inside. In the meantime, for the last 12 months, we widened it, so now it's almost 2 meters high. And we put a wooden support, so it will be safe for the visitors and the researchers. This entrance is about 2.5 kilometers from the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. This is how they looked like at the beginning. So what we were doing, we cleaned a little bit to the left, to the right, and from the bottom. And then we put the wooden support. And that's exactly how it looks like today. Now, when we started cleaning the existing tunnel, we found out that with the main tunnel, there is a bunch of side tunnels, like this one here at 45 degrees, another one here to the left at 90 degrees, another one here. Now, this one here is for some reason sealed off, a fill-in material, and then stones that form the dry wall. Why would somebody seal off one of the side tunnels? Then another side tunnel was also blocked off. This is the profile of the tunnel, fill-in material. We have the blocks. We have mineral water. And another one, just this one is much longer than the others. This one is 3.5 meters long, the dry wall. And it sealed 3 side tunnels. One is here, the other one is there, the third one is here. Now, this tunnel network opens several questions, several mysteries. who built the network underground, 20 meters underground. And that network goes for tens of kilometers in all directions. And the second question, why would somebody come during either the same civilization or later on and blocked 99% of the side tunnels? Right now we don't have the answer. What we are finding in those tunnels is pretty amazing. Under the conglomerate material, we are finding some stones that are sticking out a little bit, 10, 15 centimeters. So what we started doing was, we started removing the conglomerate, like in this case. See, about 10, 15 centimeters. And then we started removing the conglomerate, which has been here for thousands and thousands of years. Obviously, at some point in time, the tunnel system was under the water. When? We are not quite sure when, but a long, long time ago. Because this conglomerate, it takes not only thousands, maybe tens of thousands of years to form, to be so compact. It's not millions of years, we know that, but tens of thousands of years, probably yes. So this is a process of uncovering one of the blocks. Is almost completely cleaned. But now what we found on the surface was rather amazing. We found carved symbols. This one is rather obvious. It's an arrow. It shows direction. This one, we don't know what it represents. Something like letter C with the bottom line. A few more lines here. On this particular block, we found about 50 symbols. It's 2.5 meters long, 140 wide, 40 centimeters thick. It weighs about 7 tons. Who brought that piece inside? And it is about 200 meters from the entrance. Okay, these are the symbols that we found here. This is an arrow which I was showing you, and something like letter C. But a lot others. What they represent? Pyramids, rivers,